morning, guys. It's Darlene from Chalkin Couture. I wanted to show you how you can incorporate your monthly transfer or your Club Couture transfer, which is the Sweet Spring, and it comes with these cute flowers. How you can incorporate that with other transfers. This is our Enjoy the Journey. It comes with the bicycle. We're not going to use this today. We're going to use our Sweet Spring. We're going to combine a few things. So the first thing that I wanted to do was to get this at the bottom so that I know where my placement of the bicycle is. So I want to be able to put the little leaves here with a flower right in the center. And I have all my colors over here. I actually, this was not the color I thought it was. When I started to stir it up, this is lime green. I thought I pulled out parakeet. I'm kind of changing my mind on that. I think that I want a darker green. We can change our mind, and this is what it looks like when you open it up. You're gonna have a few little crusty things from the side, and you're gonna stir that in. You're gonna scrape and stir. So maybe I'll use this on some of the other leaves. We'll set that to the side. We're going to use a lot of colors. So if you don't know what this is Chalk Couture, and we have silkscreen transfers. They are similar to a stencil, but they have a silkscreen in them. It's a fabric. They're sticky on the back, and they're going to come in a package, and they're going to be on these backer sheets. This is the shiny side. This is the side that is a matte finish. Do not put it back on that side. After you've washed this and it's dried, you're going to put it back onto the shiny side. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Get our leaves out here first. You're going to press it down onto your surface, and this is the surface that I have chosen today. This is a piece of wood that I cut out and I painted. I painted it with acrylic paint, sanded it, then I did some little accent distressing on it with just a little bit of paint on a paintbrush. Let that dry, and then I waxed it. This is the wax that I like to use. When you have a surface that is a non-Chalk Couture surface or is painted, you need to put wax on it. Just a tiny layer. You're going to wipe it with a rag and wipe it off, and then use a paper towel to wipe the rest off. So you want to make sure that there's not gobs of wax on there. You want a very thin layer just to protect your transfer so that it doesn't pull up the paint. So I'm peeling my transfers off the backer sheets, and I'm trying to make sure that I have this even. I'm not going to worry, I'm not going to stress if it's not perfect, because it's not a perfect world, and I'm going to just do my best. That is all that I ever ask of anybody, is that they do their best. So I have my chalk paste all stirred up. This is specially made for our transfers. It needs to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. If it's too thick, you're going to take your water bottle, you're going to spritz a little bit of water in there, and you're going to stir and get it smooth. And I'm going to just put a little bit on here and take a mini squeegee. I have a bunch of our mini squeegees here that I'm going to be using, and spread the chalk paste through the transfer. Scrape the excess off. If you hold it kind of up and down, it will scrape easily. If you're holding it like this, that's not going to scrape it. You need to hold it up and down and put a little bit of pressure on that. And then you're going to peel your transfers. Just like that. These are going to go into a water bath. A water bath is simply a container of water that I have set to the side, like a plastic Tupperware, plastic bin that has that's just a couple inches thick or deep, and about that size, with water. And the transfers will go in there to soak until I'm done with the project. Then I will wash them immediately. You do not want the chalk paste to dry on your transfers. So now we need to dry this before we do our next layer. I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to dry this. You want to continually move your heat gun. You do not want it to bubble up your chalk paste, and it's going to dry really quickly. I'm going to take it back down to room temperature. I'm continually moving this. And I have lids jumping on the floor. They're in the way of the cord. I'm going to move those really quickly because they're just going to continue to do that. The cord of my heat gun was right in the middle of them. All right, so I want this centered here. I just think that would be really cute. I'm going to use this flower a couple times. So what I'm going to do is I'll use it and then I'm going to wipe it. And I have my Clorox wipes and I have my paper towels, and I'm going to use this up at the top with different colors. So on the bottom I want to use, let's try grape soda. I love purple. So let's do our purple down here. This is grape soda. I'm going to use a little mini squeegee. These are great, they're new. We've had these a few months, and before that we would have to cut our squeegees in half, and they weren't always even. They turned out like this. This is one that's cut in half. And they worked, but they weren't pretty. So I'm going to set that to the side, going to peel this, and then instead of putting this into my water bath, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash it right here, and then it will be ready for when I need it at the top. And take a Clorox wipe and simply wipe the front. Take my paper towel. I'm going to dry it. Going to dry underneath. Going to flip it over. Going to wipe the back. And then I'm going to wipe the residual moisture off. I'm going to set this to the side so it can be drying for when we need it in a minute. And if you put it between your hands, you'll see that it's sticky again. So it's just going to go right there. I'm going to dry this really quick so I don't put my hand in it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I don't put my hand down on that. Now we're going to do the bicycle, and you have to think of this in layers. So what is going to go in front and what's going to go behind? The frame is going to be on the front, okay? The wheels are going to be behind. So you do the tires first, and if you want, you can number this. Number 1, number 2, and then after that we'll have the seat and the handlebars, and we also have another little basket that we can put at the back. So that is the numbering, that how these go. That's the order. And I have this a little bit off. I am not going to worry about that. It is off. Okay, there we go. All right, the tires, you want to think about what background you have. So my tires are going to be black. And this here, my gear, is going to be Storm. So I have my colors up here. I'm thinking about this too. It's kind of debatable. I could do this in Storm and try to do this outside one in black. Don't know if I can do that. Let's go ahead and try. It's it's going to be interesting. These are our 8-ounce jars. They are our super stash. So you don't need a lot. You're just going to go ahead and press this on here. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that and do that black. We'll try. We'll see. It might just all need to be gray. You want to work quickly. You don't want to have your chalk paste dry on your transfer. Now, if you're doing a black background, you could just use white. That would work. So I'm trying to get the inside of this. It's a little challenging. I'll probably peel this up so that it doesn't dry. We'll do the pull and peel method, and then I'll try to do that very outside in black. Okay, so I have this side. Gonna set this down. Gonna grab a lid to set this down on my lid. Woo! Flying lids. It's always entertaining here. Okay, so this is the way that that looks. And I'm gonna try to get the outside with my multi-tool, get the outside of the tire. Okay, this will be interesting because it's just tiny. So I'm just going around. I actually can probably go like this. And just get that very outside part. It's a very thin line. You can hardly see it. It's that tiny. And then we'll see how it looks. We'll lift this one and see if we did okay. Hard to know. I'm just putting a tiny, tiny bit on there. Doesn't need a lot to go down through the silk screen. Okay, gonna lift it and see. Okay, so it has a little outline. I did get a little bit of the black right there on that. I can go back and I can touch that up. I could touch it up with my stylus later too. All right, so I'm going to continue with this tedious process here. You don't have to do this. You could do this all black. It wouldn't matter. I just thought it would be a good challenge to try and see if I could do it. I'm always up for a good challenge. Crazy, huh? So I'm just spreading it carefully. It doesn't have to be this difficult. You can just do it all one color. No big deal. Okay, it's going to take off the excess, put it back into the jar. And then I'm going to quickly do the tire part around it. Don't need very much. I just need enough to go around in a circle. These multi-tools are great for these small areas. They really are. If you're coordinated, they're even better. I would not say that I am the most coordinated person at all. I would say that I have my challenges. I try, but you know, sometimes I don't know that it's left-handed. I'm not going to blame it on that. I think that I just sometimes am just messy. And all right, I think that is, I think I've got everything. Let me go ahead and I'll pull that. All right, so that looks good. Gonna pull that off. I can touch up my area if it bothers me, but it might be covered with the bike, so I'm not gonna worry about that. And put that back in there. I'm gonna put this into my water bath. I'm gonna dry this, and then we're gonna do the rest of the bike. So you're continually moving your heat gun. I have it on just air. You want to make sure it's not hot. Okay, this is the next layer. It's going on top of there. I'm going to take my rag that I waxed with, and I am going to just lightly rub this so that it doesn't bring up the other layers. And then I'm going to fuzz my transfer 6 times. So it's going on to the next, it's going on top of the other layer of chalk paste. So I want to make sure that this is not going to pull that up. I'm going to fuzz this really good. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it down. You want to line it up. You can see where it goes by looking at the circles on the wheels. That is where I line it up from. And then also the gear in the center here, this gear. So I'm trying to get that all lined up. It doesn't line up perfectly, but don't worry. Just do your best. And let me see. Let's try that one more time. Okay. I think that's good. And actually that area where I had the little oopsie on it is going to be covered. You want your basket to be the storm. This is a gray. So I'm going to do that first, because otherwise I am going to forget, and I'm going to do everything the same color. So I'm getting my storm on there, taking off the excess. I'm just going to pull that up, make sure that it doesn't dry in there. I'm going to use my Couture Teal. I love this color. And I'm going to put some on here, and I'm going to start spreading it. I'm going to use our little minis. These are great for all of that. It's hard to see, this actually blends right in with my transfer. So you need to just look really carefully. You can see the openings. You can see where you have and haven't done. I'm going to put the excess back into my jar. I picked up a little bit of the gray there. I'm not going to put this into my jar. I'm going to wipe it onto my paper towel just in case. I don't want to contaminate my color. Now I'm going to pull this. Yay! Look at that. It's so awesome. I love this transfer. It is so fun. I have a little area right here that I can see the gray through. I'm just going to dip my little squeegee in that and touch that up. Then we're going to blow dry this. I'm going to get it all dry so that we can do the next level, or next layers. We're going to see if I can talk too. That would be good. I'm going to turn it to air. It dries very quickly. You want to make sure that you take it back down to room temperature. All right. So I have this little basket that goes on the back, and it is just going to go right here. It's going to be done in our storm. And then there's 2 little flowers. So I'll do the flowers right now also. We'll just pick some colors. How about a purple, and we can do our raspberry sorbet, and then we'll pull this transfer and get this into the water bath. All right, cute. So now we need to do the handles and the seat, and I will do those. Let's see, what color should we do? How about pink? That would be really cute. I'll do a bright pink. These have been used a lot. They actually don't even need to be fuzzed. They are ready to go. Gonna line them up. Being careful not to touch the basket there because it's still wet. I'm just going to do these one at a time here. Trying to dip that in there. It needs to be stirred. If it sits, it will have a little crust on it. And you don't want that. You want it to not be chunky. Taking my little squeegee and going to remove the excess. Put it back into my jar. A multi-tool would be great for this. I wish I had a dozen of them because that would be really handy. I'm going to pull this up. Putting my transfer into the water bath. And then this one, I noticed these handles have not been used, so I'm going to fuzz them. I'm just going to put them on my t-shirt, going to fuzz it 6 times. I don't know why they haven't been used, but they just haven't. I have a couple of sets of the bicycles. So on this set, they had not been used. So I fuzzed it 6 times on my t-shirt. Gonna put this on here. I'm just lining it up with the handlebars. With the handle grips. Gonna take my squeegee that already has some chalk paste on it. Gonna dip it in there and gonna squeegee on that color. This is Raspberry Sorbet. Gonna take off the excess, put it back into my jar. Go ahead and peel your transfer. And this is gonna go in my water bath. I'm gonna dry that really quickly. Okay, I'm gonna do our Sweet Spring at the top. I think I'm going to do this in really bright colors. I actually really like, I love our new spring colors. This one is Poppy. I'm going to use Poppy on the top. And then I will use, what color should I use? Decisions. What looks good with that? Poppy, and we'll use Guava. That would be cute. Or should we use our purple? We'll use our purple. So I'm using a lot of the squeegees, and that's okay. Just use what you have. I'm going to put the extra back into the jar, and then we're going to pull our transfer before this starts to dry. And I want to get some flowers in the basket here. I'm going to put a little thing of this is our leaves. So we're going to put leaves in there. I'm fuzzing it on my shirt just a couple of times. We're going to do a leaf here and we'll do a leaf there. We don't need too many. I'm going to look for my squeegee that I used. We'll just do one here, one there. And we can actually do, a couple back here. Dip it into your chalk paste. And then I'm going to just turn this like that. Okay. So this is going to go into my water bath. And I'm going to start putting the little flowers down here. Just dry it really quickly. It doesn't take much. It dries really fast. And I want flowers up here too. I think I should do Raspberry Sorbet and do both of them Raspberry Sorbet. So we'll go ahead and we'll get those done. Grab my squeegee, spread my chalk paste, and then you can lift this and use it on the other side. just like that. That's a good place. And I'm going to hold on to it so it doesn't start to move, because I wasn't able to press it down as well because it already had chalk paste on it. Squeegeeing off the excess. I'm going to grab this and put this into my water bath. We're done with this one. And now I just need to put a few flowers here and there in here. And some of these have been used and some haven't. I'm going to fuzz this one. I can tell it hasn't been used. It's really sticky. And you don't need too many flowers. I think I'll put a yellow one right there. Choose your little mini squeegees. And then we'll put a yellow one over here. And then we'll have to dry. So we'll dry in between really quickly. And dip the corner of it into the chalk paste. And go ahead and pull that. This is going to go into my water bath. I have plenty other little flowers. I'm going to dry that really quick. Okay, I just did it really quickly. I'm going to take some of our flowers right here. We don't need too many, we just need a few. I'm going to use purple. That is our, it's grape soda is what that is. So I'm going to do one there. I'm going to pull that. I can do another one back here. Just a few flowers here and there of different colors. Colors I haven't used. Put this into my water bath. I'm going to dry in between real quickly. Okay, I haven't used guava yet, so let's go ahead and let's do this tiny flower. I'm going to fuzz it on my shirt. And we'll go ahead and put a couple of little flowers there. I'm going to stir it, and then I'm going to dip the corner of this into my squeegee, or going to dip my squeegee into my chalk paste. Oh my goodness. It is not even Monday, and I can't talk. All right, let's do one right up here. That would be cute. Just want a variety of color in the basket. I think we need one more. Do I dare? Is it gonna... I'm holding it up so that it doesn't touch. Oh my goodness. Talking too much. Need to dry that, and then I'm gonna do one more color and we'll be done. Okay, so I have, this is my flower that I have left, and maybe, excuse me, maybe I don't need another flower. Maybe what I actually need is another small leaf in there. Let's do this little leaf. This will be really cute right here. And I'm just gonna grab a mini, or a multi-tool. Gonna grab a multi-tool and just do little leaves here, and then one right up here. And then I think we're done. Just put that right in there. And I think that's plenty. I don't think I need to keep adding. I don't need anything else in here. I have all these other flowers and stuff that come with Sweet Spring. I am sorry, guys. I'm just talking too much. But I think that's it. I think I want to just end it just like that. I'm going to touch up right here because somehow I touched that. I'll just take a Q-tip. That's the great thing about this, is that you can take your spray bottle, spray your Q-tip, and if you have a little oopsie, you can clean it up just like that. I have a little bit right there, and that's fixed. So that's the great thing about this. It's water soluble, and I'm gonna get this cleaned up. So there is our sweet spring with our bicycle. Leave me a message below if you have questions. If you want to know more about Chalk Couture, how you can join it, or how you can buy this, put a message below and I'll get back with you. Have a great day.